Hello and welcome to my channel, or back to my channel. Um, today I'm talking about some usual daily life stuff um, for a family caregiver and just part of life. I'm gearing up to move in a couple of days. Tonight, this morning, will be Wednesday. Then we're going to move Friday to a different apartment in the same complex because the apartment management owners making everybody do everything, and I broke them. Anyway, long story short, uh, but it's been an interesting week because as a caregiver, family caregiver, I have to navigate all the problems that come with caregiving and interacting with the various health services and the VA and other things. And one of the things I wanted to show you is I appreciate the VA greatly for what they do for my father, but there's a lot of wastage in that organization, and I'm going to show you a little something about that right now. Now, here we go. I got a new rolling walker for my dad. It was supposed to be a transport wheelchair and a rolling walker at the same time. It was supposed to flip it over or something. But I already had one, a different one. It was a red one. It was a different height because it's adjustable. But then they sent us this one, and it's a bit bulky. It's bigger, and my dad can't use it as well. And everything, it's not really adjustable. You can't adjust the height of the seat, which is a problem. My dad isn't that tall, and it's he can easily tip this over. The other one looks pretty good. But it turned out it's not a transport wheelchair. It's not adjustable either. It's just exactly what the other one was. Same height, but with a less solid seat and less large seat. So, and then you got the bag in the front where you gotta unzip it, and it's called the F-22 Rollator, and that wasn't exactly. I think they mistook the word ambulatator for it being an a transport wheelchair. I have a wheelchair already for when my dad gets out of the hospital or I gotta take him to the hospital. But most of the time he uses the rolling walker. But here's what it is, and this is just another rollator. I mean, sure, it compacts down a bit nicely. A little folds better than the other one, but it's really no better than the blue one they sent us. And it's not at all what they said it was going to be. A transport wheelchair and a rollator. A hybrid. But it turned out this wasn't it at all. Now I'm still moving, I've got rid of that. Now I've been packing up stuff. And I got the banker's boxes and all this. And these 3 boxes here is just what was in that one bookcase. I have a lot of books and research material and a lot of stuff. And I keep a lot of things separate, but they couldn't fit in there. But I'm getting ready for it. And I'm also packing up other parts of the house. Now this one here, you can see, these are the Blu-ray and DVD holders that I had. About 355 DVD Blu-rays, and they all fit in those boxes right here. And I got that in there pretty nicely without overfilling them, make them too heavy. And the banker box is really nice for that. And it would have been nice if I could just walked it all down, you know, everything in the holders and just walked it over to the new apartment, but that's not the way it's going to be. And then I guess I got more bankers boxes. And then when I get them together, I'll start putting up, carefully putting up some of the smaller artwork or the, things like that. The real problem I'm going to have is up here. If you look at all the paintings on the walls, these are heavy paintings. And I'm going to have to, in ships and all that, I'm going to have to put that back up on my wall because my dad's not going to be able to do it. Help me this time. When he moved into the apartment, he was able to do it, but not now. Oh well. And so it's a lot of work that's on me that I have to do without any help. But it's part of life. I am disappointed about the ambulatory wheelchair because it was supposed to. They told me they were going to order this for us because I told them the blue one was too bulky. The other one I had is a smaller one that was adjustable height but it has smaller wheels on it. So they sent me the blue one, and that was just too. I don't know. It didn't work for my dad. It just really didn't. It was too big or too high. It was not adjustable. And so they said, well, they also looked at the wheelchair I had for when I take my dad to back and forth from the hospital if he needs to go. But I had to take a wheel off it in order to get it into my car, my trunk, the back seat. I put the wheel back on. It's much, it's supposed to be a wheelchair, but it's also a small wheelchair, which is a transport wheelchair. What a transport wheelchair is something that they don't roll themselves or can't be rolled themselves unless you've got long arms. And you just transport people back and forth. It's got feet things, so you put your feet up on it so you won't drag your feet. Rollators, you're not supposed to, even though it has a seat on it, it's that seat that opens and closes, you're not supposed to transport people on them. Sit them down and do this because they're not made for that. They don't have anything to hold their feet. They'll be dragging the feet. And you're really supposed to park it, put the locks on, sit down when you need a break. But you're not supposed to roll in it, where people aren't supposed to transport you. So a lot of people do against the advice of the manufacturer. And I've had to do that too sometimes. I've even been in the geriatric ward of the VA geriatric appointment with nurses and doctors, and they were going to transport my dad back downstairs to our car using a rollator. And I stopped them. I said, "You're not supposed to use those." And they said, "Oh, huh?" So a little bit of waste there because what I had in the house was the rollator I had, the blue rollator they sent, and the new rollator. So I had 3 rollators in our 2-bedroom apartment. And I was like, okay. So I gave one of them away to a senior helper or an aide who could get it to somebody else that might need it. So we have the 2 for now. But, and we're moving, and I got to pack all this up. And I could have had the 3 rollators in the house. That would have made a problem. Always getting in the way. When you have too many things in the way, it blocks you up, and you got to keep pushing them out of the way. So it's going to be an interesting week. And tomorrow morning, or this morning actually, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm packing up some stuff. I've got a dental appointment at 10 o'clock. And the dental appointment I have is with a company called Care Mobile. Now, when I first set up with them, Care Mobile, this was some years ago, they would come drive their van to your house or your apartment. You go out, they take care of you. I say that's what they used to do, but they did it once. And then all of a sudden we had, all these economic things hitting us and prices going up. And they suddenly started parking their van downtown, which is way away from me, 15, 16 miles away from me, downtown in Louisville, Kentucky. And you would go meet up at them. And one of the places that they parked was a running building, a building that was active with companies and stuff, but it was run down, graffiti and all this other stuff. It was hard to get to in a back parking lot, and they would see you in the parking lot. I thought when they told me they were going to go to a location and start basing their stuff out of location, that I'd go down and go in to their office. But no, it's in the van outside. And so, and people ask me, well, why didn't you just change dentists? Well, my health plan and all that had a hard time doing that and finding a dentist, because the dentist that said used to take Passport by Molina no longer take them. And I would get letters in the mail from Passport saying, here's the people you can go see for this. And I call them to set up an appointment, and they said, we don't take those people anymore. And so I got sort of stuck with the one dentist that I know would take me, and was already building something up because I needed teeth extracted and I needed partial dentures. But the problem with that is I've got to go downtown into not the best area. I say that, sort of rundown area. And sometimes they'll move it, and they'll move it to a different parking lot. So the last few times I've gone down there, it's not been by that building. It's been in a shopping mall parking lot where they have a blood bank and some other stuff. And it's real close to Louisville's river here, the Ohio River, downtown. So my dentist I'm seeing tomorrow is in a van down by the river. That's my life. I've tried to find other dentists, but these past Care Mobile's been on the case and been building up and already put things in and authorized things before they started not coming to me. And I had to go to them. So I was sort of between a rock and a hard place. I needed some things done. I needed the partial dentures, and I needed a lot of stuff. But they were on the case, and they were doing it. I mean, it's okay, but can you imagine going down in a van, a big van, but a van is with crowded space, one chair in it, in the heat or the cold, because it snowed yesterday, and when they come in and out of the van, you get hit with that cold air, and they got a little space heater or something. It's really not. I don't know why they're still called Care Mobile, because they're not mobile. except when they're moving from a different parking lots. So, but beggars can't be choosers, as I've always said. I'm sort of stuck with them because they're on the case. They're doing the work. They already put in a bunch of stuff that I needed to do. We got authorized, and I'd have to find somebody else who'll take it. Uh, and not all of them provide the same service. And I needed the partial, so I'm stuck with that. So I'm going down tomorrow to a van down by the river to see a dentist. And then I got to come home to meet my senior helper here who wants to come early, but and then I got a nurse coming, and I got to do some stuff at the apartment office, and I got to go shopping, pick up prescriptions, and still pack up because today's Wednesday and Friday, and they haven't told me what time they're coming. We're moving. I mean, it might just be down the hall, but we're moving. And I'm doing all this by myself. And welcome to the life of a family caregiver, a solo family caregiver. Have fun with that. Anyway, thanks for visiting my channel, listening to me, and I'll talk to you again at another time.